In the world of flashlights, it can be exceedingly difficult to innovate. After all, a light is a light is a light, right? Wrong. Today we're going to be checking out a new offering from Wuben here in 2023, and it's another one of their X series. Shout out to Wuben for sending this my way and giving me the opportunity to tell you about it. I think that without a shadow of a doubt, this could potentially be, no, most definitely is, the most versatile, innovative flashlight that I have checked out on this channel so far, and we're going to discuss why. Let's talk about the Wuben X3. How's it going, everybody? If you're new here, welcome in, and if you've been here before, welcome back. Today I am checking out the Wuben X3, and Wuben says that it's not a flashlight. This is a everyday carry light, which I think is pretty nifty. This is the box, and the box packaging on here is actually, well, it's actually pretty dang good. It feels solid. It has a magnetic clasp up here at the top, and it opens up from both sides. Inside we have the manual. Highly suggest reading these. You guys out there know who you are. Don't just throw this in the trash. There's actually some useful information in here. We're going to set that aside. Also in the box, we've got the flashlight, the Wuben X3 everyday carry light, and then of course this. Now, this is something that's included if you go ahead and get the premium model. Now, the difference between the base model and the premium model is that the base model has a charging base and the premium model has a wireless charging case, and it's in there pretty good. But yeah, this is pretty cool. You can use this to go ahead and recharge your Wuben X3. Also in the box is a lanyard, but this lanyard is not just any lanyard because it also doubles as a charging cable. If you press the button, pull it out, there you have it, USB-C. You can use this to charge up your charging case, and you can also use it to charge up something like a phone. So this is actually a pretty nifty setup to keep all together wherever you go, because you never know when you're going to have the need to charge up your case, or if you're going to need to use the case to charge up something like your phone. Now, if you're considering picking one of these up, and price is a big determining factor for you, the difference price-wise between the premium version with the charging case and the base model that has the charging base is about 30 bucks. The base model is going to be coming in at 82 bucks, and if you go for the premium version, which honestly is what I would suggest, it'll cost you 109. Now, at the time that this video is being released, Wuben is having a Black Friday sale, and the X series is going for upwards of 65% off. And so that means that if you're looking to buy one of these, now is in fact the time. And if you watch this video and you decide that you do in fact want to buy either this light or another light from them, go ahead and check out the description, because I will post some links. I'll also post my 20% off discount code, which you could use on any non-sale item, and that code is REDC20. So if you use that code, it lets Wuben know that you watched the video, and it also helps support the channel so I can continue to make content about things like flashlights and knives and other everyday carry items. Something that made me very interested in this light to begin with is all of the features that it has. For starters, it has this 180-degree swivel head, so you can actually swivel it to the left and have a light that has front facing, or you can swivel it like this and the light will be facing this way. It features a clip, which is really excellent for clipping onto a hat, a backpack, camping gear, molly gear, and it's going to allow you to be more hands-free. And speaking of hands-free, unlike the Wuben X2, which I reviewed last time, this one actually has a magnetic base. So this is going to allow you to stick it to anything metal, like the underside of a car hood, the side of a panel, camping gear, so on and so forth. It's just really useful in case you decide that you want to go hands-free. Furthermore, you'll notice that it has this wireless charging symbol, and that's because you can actually wirelessly charge this on its own with the use of something like a smart device wireless charger or a charging pad that does wireless conduction charging. So that's pretty nifty. Moving on, they do have a LED screen, and this screen is small, but it does show you what mode you're in, so you never have to get messed up and wondering just what part of the sequence you are in when you are switching between modes. The light features 2 LEDs. The one on the left is going to be the Samsung LH351D, and the one on the right is actually for a red light called the Luminous SST10. If you go for the version that has the charging case, which again is the one that I would highly suggest, you're getting a case that has a soft box feature here at the top, so you can have it fully closed and still have the light shine through, but a softer light for something like a lamp experience or for photography. It also has a 3000 milliamp hour battery, so that means that this will add about 100 days of runtime to your light, and in a pinch that could be very useful. Now, operating the Wuben X3 is actually pretty intuitive. To swivel the head, you would just swivel to the left. Swiveling to the right does not work. So to swivel, you would swivel it to the left. When these come out of the box, they are in lockout mode. Now with lockout mode, you press the button 4 times. If you press the button and you're not out of lockout mode, you'll just see that lock logo, but 4 times, and it'll go immediately into low mode. Now, to move on from low mode, you would just press and hold, very similar to how you would operate a O-Light. So press and hold, and it'll cycle up to the next one, which is medium at 50 lumens. Press and hold again, and it'll go to high mode, which is 150 lumens. If you want to get into turbo mode is a double click, and that is going to come in at 700 lumens. If you want to use this in an emergency situation, maybe you need a strobe mode, you can do that, and it's going to strobe also at this 700 lumens. That is a triple click. From strobe mode, if you want to go directly into SOS mode, that is another triple click. And now it is flashing in SOS mode, which is a lower 150 lumens. That will actually help preserve the battery life and make sure that if you're trying to send an emergency signal, it's going to last as long as possible while being as bright as possible during that time. If you want to shut this off at any point in time, you just press it 1 time and it'll turn off. Now, I know you're wondering about that red light. The red light is easy to actuate as well. Instead of a short click to turn on, which is how you would access the regular light, you do a long click. When you do that, it'll go into a 1 lumen red LED mode. Now, just like with the other LED light, press and hold, and that'll boost it up to 80 lumens. That's pretty fantastic, especially if you're using this for any photography, because once you put this in the case, you can actually attach the softbox, and you'll notice right away it's going to start charging. It'll give you a charging indicator so you know exactly how much battery is at and where it is in its charging cycle. And if you want to see a quick beam test, this is me walking my dog outside at night, which is a common application for me using a flashlight in a not so very well lit neighborhood. There's a lot to love about the Wuben X3, especially if you nerd out when it comes to extra cool features. Something that I really enjoy is this clip. This clip is great because I commonly do like to clip my lights to my hat, especially when I'm walking my dog, because I have a husky and sometimes it's nice to have both hands free instead of holding the leash with just one hand. Also, you can use this to clip onto a piece of gear, like a shoulder strap for a backpack or other camping gear or molly gear. You can clip it onto a bag, and that's pretty useful. Next, the magnetic tail cap is something that I actually really must have in an everyday carry light, because I never know when I'm going to need to go completely hands-free. Being able to attach this to something like the underside hood of a car if you're trying to work on the engine bay in the middle of the night while you're broke down on the side of the road is honestly just a must-have. Also, if you're camping, you can attach this to the top of a tent pole and also have a bit of a light as well. The wireless charging feature is amazing, especially if you're someone that does wireless charging on your phone or maybe a smartwatch, because then you don't have to worry about any other gear. You just plop this down on there and it'll go ahead and take care of the rest. I'm also a very big fan of the lockout mode. Because I do carry a flashlight every day, it's really important that that lockout mode is easy to engage and disengage, but not to the point where it's going to turn on in my pocket. Having your pocket turn into a fire hazard is never enjoyable, and so I find that the 4-click mode is great for that. More to the point, if you want, you can go ahead and swivel the head so that this part, the part that is not in contact with the side of the pocket, is going to be sticking up. So this button is going to be much harder to accidentally press, and you don't have to worry about accidentally turning on the flashlight while it's in your pocket. I also really enjoy this charging case. This charging case is next level, especially in an emergency situation, because not only is it a 3000 milliamp hour battery, you can also use it when the light is in there. So with the flashlight in there, you can go ahead and operate this like you would normally, and you have all of that extra milliamp hour wattage at your disposal. This is going to allow you to have something like a camping lantern that is small enough to fit in the pocket of your jeans or in the front pocket of your backpack. Also, because you can swivel the head of this flashlight, you can use it like this. So if you want to use it straight on, you absolutely can. You can even close it up, and there's a small window here at the top that allows you to use it. You just have to pop the cover open in this configuration if you want to go ahead and change modes. The LED screen is a really nice addition to this light as well, because it tells you exactly what mode you are in. Sometimes it's nice to be able to see that your light is actually on and how many lumens you're outputting when you switch modes. Am I in high mode? Am I in turbo mode? You never have to guess, because it's going to tell you right here on this little LED screen. Now, with that being said, there is some things that I'm not necessarily a huge fan of. While the LED screen is a nice touch, I'm not a huge fan of the fact that this light, unlike the Wuben X2, does not allow you to program each individual mode level. For example, on the X2, it also had a huge jump between high and turbo. On this one, the jump between high and turbo is about 550 lumens, and personally I would rather be able to set high mode to something like 300 or 400 lumens so that jump is not necessarily as large, especially considering that the turbo runtime on this light is only about 30 seconds before dropping down to 200 lumens. So being able to program the high mode to be a bit higher would actually be something I'd prefer to do. Also, while I do enjoy being able to use this clip to clip onto my hat or something like a backpack or a piece of molly gear, I don't necessarily like it for in the pocket use, because it's very shallow, and that means that if you put this in your pocket with the clip on the outside, you have this much of the light sticking out, and quite honestly, that's just not something that I'm interested in. The redeeming factor here is the overall size allows for you to fit this in your fifth pocket without using the clip, but I would have liked to have seen an extra deep carry clip option that was provided, maybe one that went up all the way to here. I'm not sure if that's something that they can come out with in the future, but that would be a suggestion that I would have, is just to include a secondary clip option that would allow you for a deep carry. That deep carry is going to be perfect for the people who are going to carry this in their pocket, and maybe they don't have a fifth pocket, or maybe they would just prefer to carry it in their main pocket. At the end of the day, I don't think you can go wrong with this. Even if you get the base model for 82 bucks, the pure amount of features and versatility that this light provides is not something that I'm used to seeing on a whole lot of other lights. While I would have enjoyed being able to program the different modes like you can on other Wuben X series torches, it's not something that would keep me from purchasing this light or from carrying it. Its overall size is great, especially for its performance, and the added ability to use this charging case and use the light while it's in there, but also use this case in the form of an emergency is outstanding. I think that for 110 bucks, you really can't go wrong with this combination. And if it were me, I would 100% buy the version that has the charging case. Also, I'm a huge fan of these lanyards because they're easy to attach to something like a backpack or throw with in your pocket. It's not something that's going to take up a lot of space, and it actually serves for charging multiple devices. You know, if you're stuck in the wilderness and you need to charge your phone and maybe your flashlight has plenty of power, you can use this combination to also get your emergency communication device back up and running. And that's honestly just fantastic. I know that these lights are not necessarily brand new, and they have been out for several months this year, but I'm curious, how many of you watching this video right now already have one of these, and how many of you are considering getting one? Black Friday is coming soon, and if you are interested in getting one, definitely check out the links in the description down below, because now will definitely be the time to buy. Also, if you're interested in watching other videos on EDC items like knives and flashlights, make sure to click on one of the videos that pops up next.